Eric Backer, the naturopath. Thank you for coming back to check out my video. Can a gluten-free diet help people with SIBO? That's a good question. Can a dairy-free diet help people with SIBO? Can a vegan diet, can a paleo diet, can a blah 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 diet? When it comes to individuality and the selection of foods, particularly when you've got conditions like a small intestinal bowel issue, okay, it's very, very personal. Please don't listen to everybody out there on the internet who says, thou shalt not eat this with SIBO, thou shalt not eat that, okay? Because those 10 commandments that person's written are not for your SIBO case. They're likely for that SIBO case that person's got. I read a very interesting article in a newspaper yesterday regarding how social media now is spawning this massive amount of people online regarding foods and diets who are becoming like instant experts and stuff, things that took me a long time, to really understand, and even furthermore to get experience with. People are now just spouting off on Instagram and on Facebook, and they're all becoming like amazing gurus on this and gurus on that, and these are all guys in their 20s, and it really annoys the hell out of me. Okay, it doesn't annoy me that they do this, but what annoys me is the misinformation. Okay, especially when it comes to gluten and dairy and meat and all sorts of foods. There's so much BS out there, it's sickening. All right, so is gluten okay with SIBO? Yes it is, and no it's not. It depends on your gut. It depends on your ability to handle gluten. It depends on how bad the bacterial overgrowth is in your gut. It depends if there's yeast there. It depends on the availability of beneficial bacteria. So there are many factors that come into play that will answer that question, affirmative or negative. Just because some joker has come out and is talking about leaky gut and gluten. Dr. Alexander Fasano is a scientist who's basically worked out that gluten really can have a negative effect on the small intestine, but it doesn't mean to say it's going to have a negative effect on your small intestine. All right, horses for courses. It depends on the exposure, depends on the state of your gut, but as I said before, it depends on how much gluten you're consuming and how bad the gut really is. Most people can get away with eating some amount of gluten in their diet, but it's like anything else. If you overstep the mark and the thing becomes completely imbalanced, well then you probably can't. Your gut probably can't accept that gluten load. Remember, there are countries like Japan where they actually make dishes that are just made out of gluten, just pure gluten. So I will not buy for 1 minute the line that every single person has to avoid gluten because it's radioactive stuff and it kills them. It's crap. Many people enjoy eating bread, 1 or 2 slices. Many people eat gluten in different forms. It's not to say it's really going to harm you or make you sick. We don't even know how it affects every single person out there. Okay, just because zonulin's been discovered, and it's a protein that's found that everybody produces, and it's a marker for leaky gut. Okay, again, it doesn't mean to say that this necessarily has an implication on your ability to eat gluten or not with SIBO. So you need to experiment with gluten yourself to see how it fits with your gut. If you want to take it out in the bad stages, maybe introduce it later on, it's up to you. But just remember, there are a lot of people out there that will be very happy to take you down online as soon as you talk that you're eating gluten. They'll immediately point the finger at it. 20 years ago, nobody talked about gluten. Now everybody's basically saying it's as bad as Novichok, that neurotoxin. I've seen some websites that literally say it's that bad. All right, so don't fall for it. You experiment, you try it yourself, and understand that if the gut's in a bad shape, you'll obviously need to pull a lot of things back and then slowly introduce those things in time. But if you've got a love affair with bread, if you love gluten, and you have got a gut problem, now that could be a big issue. In that case, you'll need to seriously cut back and maybe even temporarily stop it. But you know what? That goes with any food if you've got that addiction to it. So there you have it. The question is, can a gluten-free diet help with SIBO? Yes and no. It depends on the case. I don't believe it's the be-all end-all. I think one of the biggest things with SIBO, in my opinion, is to do a proper stool analysis identification of the species that you need to get in balance, work on that, restore the diet and restore the lifestyle, and then gluten won't be an issue anymore. That's my opinion. Have a great day.